Yo, what is up you guys? My name is Zane Allen, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys what you should do the exact moment that you hit level 80 in Star Wars The Old Republic. Hitting level 80 is one of the most confusing things in this game. It opens up so many opportunities and it's kind of iffy on where you should start. I'm going to be giving you my tips, tricks, and checklist on what you should do and how you're going to get geared, get into more content, and have some fun once you hit level 80. Like always, go ahead and drop down below, hit that subscribe, hit that bell, hit that like, hit all the things, all the buttons. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you have any suggestions of guides you would like to see, if you have any questions about this guide, or just, if you want to gas me up a little. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/ZaneAllenTV. I stream multiple times a week. I stream lots of different games, but mostly Star Wars The Old Republic. I'm a nursing student, so my schedule isn't very consistent, but I like to stream multiple times a week, so I would really love it if you dropped a follow and came in next time I'm streaming. Also, I have a Discord server, so I'm going to drop that link down in the description below as well. I would really love if you joined. I'm really into community and talking with my viewers, and I love people and I love talking to people, so if you want to come join my Discord, I'm going to link it down in the description below. That being said, let's jump right on into this guide. I'm going to keep it short and sweet and simple, and hopefully you will know what to do at max level. Alright, so coming in at the first thing that you should do is getting geared in Star Wars The Old Republic. Now, it's not necessary for you to get completely geared all the way up to level 343 as soon as possible. That's not a requirement. You only really need max level gear for the hardest content in the game, and if this is your first time hitting level 80 or you're a returning player, this guy never stops clapping. I'm moving over here. Now, I've already made a pretty thorough gearing guide that explains how to get geared and hide and seek. If you know what that is, if you don't know what it is, you can check out the link to the guide. It's going to be in the description below. But the first thing that you should do gearing wise is to get an entire set of green 324 Conquest gear. If you come to the supply section of the fleet, either on the Republic or on the Imperial side, the last room on the right, you can come right in here and talk to this Conquest gear vendor. And using your conquest commendations that you get from doing heroics, from completing your personal conquest, all of that sort of stuff, you can buy a full set of 324 conquest gear. I recommend doing this first as soon as you hit level 80, because with green 324 gear, you can start doing all of the content in the game. Getting this full set of 324 gear allows you to do Master Mode flashpoints and Story Mode operations, which are a big part of endgame content, as well as helping you gear more in the future. Again, there's more steps to gearing all the way to level 340 down in the description below. Getting up to 340 will allow you to do pretty much all of the harder content in the game, but if you've just started to hit level 80, then 324s will do you just fine to begin playing some new content. Coming in at number 2 for what you should do after hitting level 80 is you should buy your first tactical. Tacticals are another part of gear, but they are very important because they can change the entire way that your rotation works. By talking to the tacticals vendor in the supplies section of the fleet, you can see that there's a huge list of tacticals that you can buy for 1 million credits and 3,000 tech fragments. Each tactical makes a slight change to your character and how the character works. Some of them you can get on any character no matter what class, like Life Warden, which will heal you rapidly if your health falls below 20%, whereas other classes have class-specific tacticals like Cool Your Jets, where Rocket Out for a mercenary emits 20 heat and immobilizes enemies around you for 2 seconds. Tacticals are really important. They can kind of make or break your game when you're playing endgame content, or if you're still doing solo content, they can just make your life a whole lot easier. Alright, the third thing that you should do is you should start focusing on your legacy. I feel like the legacy is a part of the game that kind of gets looked over while you're leveling, but it can have a huge impact on your game. You level up your legacy by doing pretty much everything in the game, just like leveling up your character or doing conquest, you gain legacy experience points. Your legacy is capped at level 50, so as you can see, I have a max level legacy. You can open your legacy panel by pressing the Y hotkey, and the first page that should pop up is this character perks page. You can unlock a whole bunch of perks using your legacy. So if you look at this companion tab, you can increase the amount of influence you get from companion gifts, you can increase the amount of influence you get from conversations, crafting boosts, selling your junk faster, reducing the time it takes to give gifts. For convenience, you can buy repair droids and mail droids and cargo hold droids and GTN droids. You can make it so that you can switch your spec outside of a rest zone. You can buy priority transports. My personal favorite one is the personal starship, so that you can just teleport to your starship whenever you want. But you can also come down to this global unlocks tab, and under perks, there are a whole lot of convenience perks that will make your life at level 80 a whole lot easier. So what I'm really going to focus on is this convenience panel over here. What you can do is you can unlock faster emergency fleet passes and quick travel. It will very, very much reduce the cooldown on your fleet pass and your quick travel pass. You can also get your rocket boost from this. Your rocket boost is a movement boost, kind of like a mount that you can use in places where you can't mount, so it is very useful. This improved mounting one is also not necessary, but very quality of life. It allows you to activate any vehicle or mount while you are moving. So instead of having to run, stop, mount, keep going, you can mount while running. Leveling your legacy gives you access to more and more perks as you level it. I think hitting level 50 legacy is kind of a grind. However, it has a lot of perks once you do so. Alright, so the next thing you're gonna do at level 80 is you are going to work on your strongholds. Now you may be asking, Zane, why do I need to work on my strongholds? I never go there. It kind of just sits with a legacy bank and a mailbox. Well, I can give you just a couple of reasons why this matters. If you haven't purchased a stronghold, you can come over to the stronghold and crew skills section in the fleet to purchase one. You can bring up the strongholds tab by hitting U, and you can see all of your strongholds. Alright, so here you have your stronghold. This is kind of the housing function of the game. You can invite people to it, you can give them keys to edit it, you can do a lot with it. See, I'm gonna hit edit, and oh, tutorial, hello, I've been here before. You can edit it. You just right click on these hooks and you can put down any decorations that you have. For me at level 80, I don't ever really use my stronghold as more of a social thing, while a lot of people do. However, I use it as kind of a utilities area. So this is where you spawn in the Nar Shaddaa stronghold, and I have my mailbox and my legacy storage right here ready to go. However, if I come down, and I'm going to be here for a while, I have this little area that has a legacy bank and a cargo bank and a GTN and some vendors here. A lot of the time I like to sit here, I like to craft, I'm moving credits, moving crafting materials, looking through the GTN, all these sorts of things, and it kind of just allows you to have a space where you can do all of that without having to run back and forth on the fleet. And the reason I bring up strongholds on this list is, yes, for the quality of life of having a hangout spot that can have storage and mailboxes and GTNs and all of that sort of stuff, but also if you own more strongholds, you get more conquest points, which can be really important for gearing and also just getting more conquest. Who doesn't want that? Not to mention, if you travel to your stronghold, you can hit exit area, and if you're a subscriber, you can either go to your starship or go to your fleet straight from your stronghold, which is pretty cool. Alright, one of the next things that we're going to talk about is knowing your abilities, knowing your rotation, and having your skill tree selected the way that you want it. Now, this is in no way going to be any sort of guide for your rotations or for your class or anything. I may make a couple of those guides just depending on whether or not you guys want them. This is kind of just me telling you to make sure that you know them. Once you hit level 80, you open up the horizon for lots and lots of new content, including master mode flashpoints and story mode operations. And when you play those, you actually kind of have to know your rotation and how your class works. Up until level 80, you can kind of just smash buttons and see what dies. However, looking at some class guides and rotation guides can really help you understand how your class works, what you're aiming for, what abilities work with what abilities. So I have two recommendations for sites that you can go on to look for these guides. One is SWTOR. She makes a whole bunch of SWTOR guides. You can check her out. And also Volk, kind of the same thing. He has really great guides. I like Volk's combat guides and his, he has guides for flashpoints and operations and all of that sort of stuff. Volk is great, so is SWTOR. You can go check out either of those. Their names are up here on the screen and their websites are linked down below. Alright, and last but not least, I have getting at least one companion to level 50 influence. While leveling, you may have done this already, or your companion may be around level 20 influence if you've done the whole story. However, I think it's really important, especially as you hit level 80 and you're going to be doing a lot of solo content to gear and some group content in which you may need to use your companion. Having a high level companion will just let you do this a lot easier and faster. You can come to the fleet here. It's in the GTN section. In this second room, there's 2 companion gifts vendors. It takes almost 500 of the purple gifts to fully level your companion. You can look up each of your companions on Google. I'm pretty sure SWTOR has all of the companion guides, and you can see which one is their favorite. Each companion has favorites, so you can see if you hover over this, it will say Underworld Good, and this one will say Imperial Memorabilia. They have different types. There's one of each type. You can buy a whole bunch of whatever their favorite gift type is, give that to them, and level them up all the way to companion influence level 50. Now, this method is going to cost you about 5 million credits. You can also just level your companion influence in a normal way, like you can talk to them and get their influence up if they like you. You also can get loot, which will be companion gift bags, and you can open them and get a whole bunch of gifts. You can also get them from certain crew skills, but I'm going to be making a fast credits guide here in the next few days to teach you guys how to make some fast money, so keep an eye out for that if you're lacking a little bit. Alright, so that is all I actually have for you guys today. Those are kind of my staple things that I want you guys to make sure that you're doing. After you've done all of this, you can start doing more content. You can look out in the fleet chats for story mode operations. You can start queuing for master mode flashpoints. Look through your arrows tab and see what part of the story you are in. You can keep doing stories. You can play harder versions of the stories that you've already played if it's Kotvi or Kotet, the 2 expansions. If you want me to clarify or make another guide on what content is available in Endgame, let me know down in the comments below. Once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment. Don't forget to come over to twitch.tv/ZaneAllenTV. I'm actually going to be streaming this evening, the day that the video goes up, so make sure you come over and check me out. Also, make sure to check out the links below, check out those websites, those guides, my gearing guide video, and also join my Discord server. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I appreciate all your support on the last 2 videos, and I will catch you guys next time. My name is Zane, good luck on the start of your end game journey, and goodbye.